Liberty Flames women's lacrosse record-breaking season has come to an end. Here to tell us more about what the season has meant to the program is head coach Kelly Nangle. And congratulations once again on a successful season. Have you had a chance the last 2 or 3 days to kind of look back at what the season's been and meant to this program?
Yeah, and I had to, as a coach, I had to do that pretty quickly when the game ended on Sunday, because as much as we all obviously wanted to walk away with the championship, it's important to understand how far we've come and how great this season has been. As tough as it was in that moment, we can't be anything but proud of ourselves for what we've accomplished this year.
Look at closing the gap of where this program was and where it's going. How do you feel about the steps that you've taken so far?
I've been a part of changing programs, as a player, as a coach, but this is probably one of the quickest turnarounds I've ever been a part of. And that's what I told them. And even just standing there and getting that second place trophy and standing on the field watching that team, get the trophy, I'm like, this is part of the process. It's part of, changing a program. You guys will have this experience now, and you'll carry that into next year, and that will take us even further than this past season.
A lot we talked about last week when we chatted with you, Kelly, was about believing why you are the number 2 seed. Act like it. Don't be cocky, be confident. And you told us last week that you feel like this team has that mental attitude right now. So moving forward in this offseason, how do you think that's going to help this team?
Yes, I think coming out of after our regular season ended with Longwood after 2 losses, and for them to be able to come out against Gardner-Webb, and then on Friday, to me, that semifinal win against Coastal was one of the biggest in the program as far as I'm concerned, because that's a pressure game. It's a team that we've already beaten, but you got to beat them twice, and now you got to beat them to stay in the tournament. And they don't have playoff experience. So to be able to do all that and be composed enough to win that game with pretty much ease, after being tied. It's just exciting for me to see that they were able to do it, because they were able to pull themselves up after ending the regular season the way we did and go through the playoffs the way we did. All that does is fire me up for the fall, because now they're going to be coming in just even more hungry, and now they're going to have that experience. They're going to start to walk okay, we should be winning these games, and that comes from winning them.
You look at the roster, you're losing, on paper, 5 seniors, 5 redshirt seniors, however you want to look at it, so 5 total girls. So what do you like about the makeup of what you're going to be working through coming up as you approach next fall and spring, which will be here before we know it?
Yeah, it is. We're not losing a big number, but we're losing quality kids. What these past 4 kids have done for this program, and, their names all over the record books, and they're going to be very tough to replace. But we have a great group coming in, and the experience that these girls got this year, and a lot of girls this year that played didn't have playing experience before. So now they have a season of playing under their belt, which is only going to make them better and better leaders come fall. And I think we have 8 kids coming in the fall. So, we're set up, I think, for some success.
And when you look at what the next couple of months is going to be like for this team and getting into some off-season programs, I know the school's over with, but the summer months, what's the charge for the girls, and what do you kind of have them do when they're away for this couple of weeks or months, I should say, they're away from campus here?
Well, that's something that I think took us last year to kind of understand the importance of the off-season. That it's not just about when you get here in September and then working hard at practice and then just showing up. It's all about the extra stuff and what you do when nobody's there, and what you do on your own when it's really hot and you don't want to go outside and run on the track. You want to go, on the elliptical because it's easy, it's easier, right, it's comfortable. Sure. Just really pushing yourselves when you're by yourself, because that's really hard. But that's the difference between being average and being great, is, having that inside yourself to go out and push yourself when nobody's around, nobody's watching. And I think they understood that, and that's what I think sparked this great year that we had this year, is that they came back in the fall. It was very obvious that they did what they needed to do, and they've now reaped the benefits of that. So I think it's only going to fire them up even more this summer to do what they have to do.
And what's it like for you and your staff to go out around the country on the recruiting trail? And we've talked about this before, about what Liberty, the name that's growing here around the country, but now you throw in the mix a number 2 seed for what you just did in the lacrosse championship, to know that this program's on the rise. And hey, we show up into some recruits' homes, and now they understand what Liberty's all about. How neat is that?
Oh, it's great. I mean, you can already tell. And all of a sudden, you're getting a lot more interest all of a sudden these last few weeks when you start winning games, and that's fair. I mean, kids want to go somewhere where they want to win. And, when I first got here, you're telling them about the potential and where we could be, and that's great. But they, now they're starting to see it, and they're getting really excited. And even just the kids we have coming in, but also the difference in just the amount of kids that are interested and that are, now they're kind of giving us a look like, oh, what is Liberty doing playing in the championship game? Let me look. It's all, there's just all these things all add up to, get the right kids here. And it's exciting. I mean, both my assistants are on the road this week. I'll be back. I'll be out next weekend. Like, it's just, but it's great. It feels good when you win a couple games. Kids actually are like, oh, okay, I might want to go there. So I'm excited.
All right, Kelly, good stuff. We appreciate your time. Congratulations on a great season. Look forward to catching up with you soon.
Thank you.
That's head women's lacrosse coach Kelly Nangle. I'm Alan York for LibertyFlames.com.